Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the beautiful Scorpio collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My God, Spirit Team, talk to us. What do you got for Scorpio gang here in late March? What energies, messages, insights do you have for us? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio gang. What do you got for us this week, my guides? Talk to me. Let's get this first card out nice and quick. What's the vibe? What's the energy swirling around here? Thank you. Okay, a lot of people. People for some reason. Okay. Hopefully that's not too overwhelming. Okay, like I don't know why there's like so many energies showing up here. And again, it doesn't just have to be people. But I haven't seen that card in quite a while for any sign, so it kind of caught me off guard. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, we'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk a little more in depth about this card. So as you can see, it's an interesting bit of imagery right here in the box. See, there's like this bald dude right there. We have the lady, there's different pictures, there's people in the background casting shadows. So it's like people everywhere. Okay, now for some Scorpios, this could just represent a group dynamic, right? Like whether it's work, career, business, family, any sort of group dynamic could be at play when there's so many people. Another thing that I always think of when I see a lot of individuals showing up, if it's not a group dynamic, everyone knows Scorpio is one of the signs that's very sensitive. We're very sensitive to energies of those around us. You might be feeling overwhelmed by different energies, even if you can't quite put your finger on it. So just know, if like this current week comes up and you start feeling overwhelmed out of nowhere for no reason, you could just be picking up empathetically on other people's energy or other people's stuff. Okay. Other things this card could represent, especially with the group dynamics, you might just be extra busy. That's another thing. So it's like busy, lots of tasks, dealing with lots of people, doing lots of different things. And everyone knows Scorpio likes to keep busy for the most part. And another thing here can link into social media. So whether you need to spend more time with your business, whether you need to spend less time on social media, no judgment here. Just trying to give you like a broad view of all the things that card could mean. But let's get into tarot. We'll let them do their thing over there. Let's see what tarot has. And yeah, I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. And we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up here for Scorpio, please. What's going on in late March? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was different, that's for sure. The reading was titled An Unexpected Change. So even if one didn't come in for you, that could still bleed over for a week or two. And to me, it just felt like something popping out of nowhere, some sort of change or shift in an energy. For the most part, it did feel it could have been really good for some Scorpios, others not so much. Could have felt a little uncomfortable. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Scorpio gang. What do you got for us here in late March, please? What do we got for Scorpio in late March? Thank you. Okay, so we're starting out with some heavy ones. And again, this isn't anything that makes Scorpio nervous, but there are 2 cards that came out together, and I just want to wait till we see the ending and the clarifiers. But we have the Devil and the 3 of Swords. These do not seem too happy for whatever reason. Let's get one more. And you know me, I'm not a fear monger. I don't like to be negative, but I'm going to read what comes out. I'm going to read it. Okay. All right. So there could be a good result here. Okay, which might sound odd, especially with what we have here up front. You might be like, all right, there's the Devil and the 3 of Swords. how the hell is there going to be a good result? I just got a feeling, and especially since we have a bonus card this week, the Six of Wands, which is victorious. So yeah, there could be some speed bumps coming up. This could be a mixed bag type of reading or things that need to be addressed. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. I think you're going to start to see why I feel like there could be a good result from these difficult energies. But if you look here in the box, at first glance, I always look at the elements first, and I feel like that's super important because it tells us how the energy is moving and where it might be located. Notice in the main part of the spread, we have a ton of earth. Now, Scorpio is a water sign, a fixed water sign. So out of all the water signs, we vibe well with earthy energy, right? The fixed nature of it, the slow and steady nature of earth energy, it could represent, big focus on money, business, outer world things. So it's not just all internal stuff with all this earthy energy. But I just feel like when you mix water and earth sign energy, it has a good potential to it. Now we do have the air in the center with the Three of Swords. That's something we definitely want to take a look at because it could be a pressure point. And listen, we might have some warnings in this reading regardless of what I see happening on the end. So it's going to be layered, as with every Scorpio reading. We do have that fire on the back end, so it's a little mixed. I would say it's earth heavy, but let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, we are starting with the Devil card. I don't get nervous when this card comes out. For some Scorpios, you might be connected to Capricorn. Maybe you have Capricorn placements. But there are challenges that come along with this card. Now, I'll give you some of the positives. So just like the rest of the earth sign energy, when I see the Devil, it does represent the material world, right? That's why 666, carbon, represents the material world. So this card, to me, when I see it, I think of things like money, possessions, the material world itself. So that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. This card's energy is very sturdy. Okay, so whether it's a situation or something you've been dealing with for a while, something that continues to pop back up, there is a laundry list of challenges with the Devil. So let's go through it. It could be a possessive individual. It could be a jealous individual. It could be a toxic individual, right? It could be addictions, it could be obsessions, like you name it. The Devil is a really strong pressure point. And the biggest thing with it is how long it seems to linger. Okay, so whenever I see the Devil, I'm like, all right, there could be positives here, but this could be either something you've been dealing with for a long time or something that has potential to get under your skin and is going to take a while to work through. So this can most definitely be a warning, but I mean, if you're connected to a Capricorn or have Cappy placements, then not so much. Now, moving to the middle, we have the Three of Swords. Another pressure point, right? Now, this is one of the most iconic tarot cards in the whole entire deck. You see the Three Swords cutting through the heart. I always say with this, it's on a spectrum. This card isn't always the worst case scenario. Same with the Devil, right? It's not always worst case scenario. It's not always a broken heart or feeling betrayed or backstabbed. To me, it could just be anxiety. Right? It could just be someone that's stressed out, anxious, nervous, especially with the Devil. It's like, oh, I got this thought in my mind and I can't get it off my mind. It's like, this is bothering me. This is plaguing my thoughts. So I feel like for some of you, that could easily be it. Watch the stress and anxiety when we get these two cards together. But again, the Three of Swords can be a problem, could be an issue of some sort, or a situation that there's a lot of pressure involved with it. The good thing with this, though, it moves quicker than the Devil. Whereas the Devil energy, it's planted, it's long lasting. The Three of Swords, it's like, yeah, that sucks. Let's keep moving. So again, there is some potential positives that I think we could pull from this, especially moving to the back end. We have our good pal, the intelligent Mr. Page of Pentacles. Now, for some of you, you might be connected to an earth sign when this card shows up. And I always say with pages, they represent new. So whether it's new opportunities, new paths, new ways of doing things, this page is a learner. It's a student. All pages are. So it's like I'm taking on new information. I'm learning new things. I'm learning how to deal with things in a different type of way. They're also communicators, right? They're sending messages. They're speaking. So is this page possibly addressing these things, getting things off of its chest? I mean, could somebody be talking to you and you're helping them transmute these energies? That's very possible. I mean, this could just be a talk in general or just a new opportunity. So I always feel like there's potential here. So we have potential in the elements, we have potential with this page. So it's like a little mixture of things going on. Now, for your bonus, which is, granted, it's not a major part of the reading, it's still important to look at. We have the Six of Wands. This is a card of complete and total victory when I see it. So it's like, all right, I'm coming out on top. This wasn't easy, but I'm coming out on top. That's really good, and it's a really good mindset. This is very magnetic. Yes, it's victorious. Yes, it's getting kudos and recognition for the things it does, but at the same time, it gets a lot of attention. So just know you might have a lot of eyes on you in this time, or just you might be extra magnetic when this is here. So listen, we got a lot to look at here, Scorpio. Let's get that Six of Wands down there. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Scorpio gang. What do we got going on? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that devil? Let's see what that devil's about. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, devil time. What's happening? What's the devil here? Okay. Three of Pentacles. This is an outside influence. Okay, if there's a person that's giving you like funny vibes, funny feelings, I would trust your instinct on that. Because remember, very early on in the reading, I was talking about people, right? All the different people. We got the same thing going on here with the Three of Pentacles. Now, everyone knows Scorpio generally has really good intuition about things. That's what I'm saying. If you get a gut feeling about someone, I would trust that gut feeling, because this could most definitely represent someone that you need to keep a very close eye on, right? Like this could, and with the Three of Pentacles, sure, that's another card that could represent business. So it's so odd how this energy, it's like, yeah, part of this energy, it serves me. It could be really good for money. I'm being honest with you, Scorpio. For some Scorpios, this is fantastic alignment for acquiring money. Okay, so that's a good thing. But I also feel like this could all be a serious warning. It's like, okay, well, that's good. It might serve you, but is it worth it? Three of Pentacles represents someone in your circle, so watch out for any funky third-party situations or people getting involved in situations that they shouldn't be involved in. It's just giving me that odd type of feeling. So if there is someone in your midst, in your circle, that gives you a weird vibe or a weird feeling and it gets your attention, I would keep a little distance between you and that person. But again, the good thing here, that's great for money acquisition. So it's like the energy splits. Let's keep moving. So it's like partial, hey, that looks good for a career and money, but hey, that looks really rough for potential people in your circle. So I feel like it is a serious warning already. But we're going to see how it goes. There's still more. Again, there's a lot of earthy energy here. But let's see what's up with that Three of Swords. And I mean, and again, like things you might be feeling, things you might be experiencing, like if, especially anxiety or stress out of nowhere, you could be subconsciously or unknowingly picking up on the energy of somebody else. That's like what this is giving me. But let's see what the Three of Swords is. Let's see what that has. Really want to get to the page now. Okay. Seven of Swords in reverse. It's like, yeah, you probably already know this. It's like what I'm telling you isn't even like really a mystery to you. Okay, the Seven of Swords in reverse, it's not a very trustworthy type of energy. I mean, if we are to receive this card in any way, reverse is the way to receive it. But the Seven of Swords, you know, that could be a sneaky card. That could be a card that's doing things that are underhanded and it's hidden, it's shrouded type of vibe. And listen, everyone knows if you're a cross watcher watching for a Scorpio, if they feel like something's being hidden from them, or if they feel like something's being obscured purposely, detective mode is going to go on. And I don't know why this energy is coming through, but when I see the Three of Swords, Seven of Swords, it's like, all right, I don't like this. I need to get to the root of it. I don't like what I'm feeling. I'm going to figure out what the heck is going on. And I will one way or another. I will get that information. That's kind of the energy I'm picking up. It's like, I'm not going to stop until I find out what's causing this issue. And that's how it's making me feel. But at the same time, with the Three of Swords, because now notice, double threes, the people around us, just like we saw with that very first card. When I see the Seven of Swords in reverse, it's like, yeah, I know I can't trust that person, or I know this person's moving funny. Okay, so if you're the type of Scorpio, and I know there's plenty out there where you're more of a solitary Scorpio, you don't have much to worry about in regards to this. But if you are the type of Scorpio where you do have a lot of people in your circle, or you have to socialize or talk to a lot of people, I mean, it's just, I feel like this is a warning about that. A warning about who you keep in your circle or who you keep close. Listen, I know Scorpios generally have good judgment about stuff like that, but I'm going to give the warning anyway because I do feel like it's important or serious. Let's keep moving to the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles time. So yeah, I'm getting detective mode. I'm also getting like, yeah, well, I already know. I already know this about that person. It's all right. Well, maybe I'm just confirming it for you. Let's see what that Page of Pentacles has. Then we'll do a recap before we get into the shadow. So where's the page here? Why is the Page of Pentacles in the mix? All right. Nope, that one didn't come out. That one did. All right. Believe it or not, there is a good ending here. And I'm not just saying that because, I'm an optimistic person. When I see the Page of Pentacles with the Empress, it's like an instant vibe switch. So again, if there's an individual around you where it's like they seem a little sneaky, then they're acting awesome, watch out for that. But when I see the Page of Pentacles and the Empress, this is like, this worked out in my favor. It's like, yeah, there was a lot of pressure. There was a lot of problems here in the front, but wow, did this work out in my favor. This is like a massive blessing or a win here. When I see the Page of Pentacles with the Empress in the upright, it's like, oh, this is more than I imagined. This worked out way better than I thought it would. So again, I will mention this for a lot of Scorpios with the overarching themes here. Fantastic for business, work, and money. Honestly, when it comes to interpersonal connections, not so much. Okay, so do with that what you will. Tons of beautiful stuff for like work, career, and material abundance. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. Lots going on this week. Obviously, we had this very first card in the beginning with all the people. Three of Pentacles, Three of Swords, cards that represent lots of other people. So that's something to most definitely watch out for. But position number one, we have the Devil and the Three of Pentacles in the upright. The good thing, great for making money, great for making business connections, really supportive energy there. But when it comes to interpersonal relations and connections, I feel like this is a serious warning about somebody where it's like, oh, yeah, you might want to watch out for that person, or they might have it out for you, or they might be a thorn in the side. It's like they might not be who they say they are. Like there's an obscuring here. Moving to the center, trust your gut with people, especially over the next week or two, especially new people too. Moving to the center, we have the Three of Swords with the Seven of Swords in reverse. Some of you probably already have this identified. You know who it is. You know who I'm talking about. When I mentioned it, it like clicked in your head like, ah, okay, that makes sense. But for another portion of you, I also feel if there's something bothering you, like I said, you could be susceptible to the energies of other people without realizing it. Detective mode might get switched on, where it's like, this is bothering me and I need to figure out why. I will get to the root of it. Moving to the back end, we have the Page of Pentacles and the Empress. So whether these are different situations or all just one, it's like, yeah, this all kind of sucks for the most part, but damn, did it turn out in my favor. Page of Pentacles, Empress, that's blessings. Okay, so great energy here for the material aspects of the world around us, but the interpersonal is rough, and I do feel there's some serious warnings here, but at least there's a happy ending, right? There's a good ending to this. So please take a screenshot if you want to look at it further. I mean, what a hell of a reading. Let's get into the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. It could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel. I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out for you. What do we got for Scorpio gang? Nice and quick, very first shuffle. Okay, Nine of Wands, so be on your toes. I mean, the Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. And everyone knows that Scorpio energy, naturally, we're a little skeptical, right? Rightfully so. I'm not going to say we have trust issues, but we're cautious, right? About like people and their motives and what we're getting into. Nothing wrong with being cautious, especially with the Nine of Wands, because this is the wounded warrior. And when I see warnings within the main part of a spread and the Nine of Wands in the shadows, it's like, no, you have a right to be on edge, or you have a right to be suspicious about something. So again, don't drop your guard. I don't know why that's coming up. Now, this in the shadows could sometimes represent someone that's a little too protective, but I'm just being honest with you. I think that natural Scorpio skepticism is a good thing in this time when the Nine of Wands is here. It's like, yeah, just be on your toes. You've seen people like this before. You've seen things like this before. So act accordingly. That's what's showing me. So Scorpio, That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little glimpse into whatever situations you're dealing with, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The March schedule is up and live. But for the March subscriber surprise, giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Everyday Witches Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where in this beautiful big world are you from? I'll go first. I'm from New Jersey. And you could just put it down in the comments and you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.